Annunciation Latin class, Capitulum Octavum, the Taberna Romana, Pars Tertia, et Pars Secunda. We didn't get quite as far as I liked last time, but partially due to interruptions between the presentation at Annunciation and then me totally blanking and various other things. But let's press on. Start with our initial prayer, Oratio Initialis. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. And I see Adam is joining us. Okay. While he's joining, I thought I would throw this up. I thought everybody might get a kick out of it. Tempus est pueris cenare. It is time for the children to eat. Tempus est pueros cenare. It's time to eat the children. So keep that in mind. Get your endings right. And you can unmute yourselves now. Not even a chuck.
Gosh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's like that joke about punctuation.
Yes, yes. Yes. And in some sense, punctuation in Latin is less serious, but endings definitely are, yeah, those are, yeah.
I actually have a question about this. So in the left one where it says tempus est pueris cenare.
Yes.
Is pueris, is that in the nominative case or what is it?
No, puer, one child, or really boy, usually. Although in this case, since there's males, and presumably that's a male and a female, never know with Lego characters. Puer is singular. Pueri is plural. So that would be the nominative cases. So pueris is the dative case.
Oh, okay. So if you say it's time for this person to do something, you use the dative case for that.
Yes.
So there's not any kind of like conjunction word or anything like that. You just use the dative case.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. That helps.
Yeah, Latin has eliminated all the small words. or I should say,
we added them because Latin was first.
Quote, est, et.
Pardon? Well, I meant all the little fiddly bit words.
Oh. Yeah. I mean,
so,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, yeah. So yes, it would be, and this, of course, I think is clearer because pueros here is in the accusative and it has to be tied to the verb cenare. So it's time to eat the children.
Yes.
All right. With that in mind, I wanted to do this last time. The Oratio Sancti Micheli Arcangeli. Sorry. Arcangeli. I think probably everybody knows or should know that it was composed by Pope Leo XIII after he experienced a vision. And the date is usually listed as October 13th, 1884. So maybe I should have done that next week. Anyway, and it's been recommended by various popes down through the ages. And of course, Pope John Paul II in 94. And the prayer itself is new, but the first part's been used for centuries. I forgot now how far back that goes. It's over a millennia anyway. Sancta Michael Arcangele defendi nos in prelio. You'll see parts of this in various liturgies and stuff down through the centuries. But I thought I would pop it up this time and briefly go through it. Okay. The vowel. All right. you will see this sometimes, okay? And the reason is if we don't have it, if we just have an AE, how do we pronounce that? We pronounce that as a long E, okay? So one woman is domina, multiple women is domine, D-O-M-I-N-A-E. So you would pronounce this, if you were being strictly Latinate, Michael, okay? Actually, it's kind of hard to even get that E in there. So what the umlaut, as it is called, or the snake bite, and no, it's not original to Latin, okay? The umlaut was, well, I don't know where that came from. I believe it actually might have been the German. I know the Germans use umlauts like that. I'm not sure what the origin of it. But anyway, the reason they put the two dots over it is to indicate that this is actually two different vowels. Normally an AE would be a single vowel. So it is Mikhail, okay? As opposed to Mikhail, or well, it's hard to say actually.
I keep wanting to say Mikhail.
Yeah, Mikhail or something. Yeah, no, it's Sancta Michael.
Mikhail.
Yeah, so there's an AE in there, believe it or not.
Okay.
The A may be hiding though.
Yeah, I knew what it was doing. I just didn't know if it was original Latin, since you don't see it anywhere else.
No, no. And of course, Mikhail is Hebrew, so it really doesn't fit terribly well into Latin. And so sometimes you will see that umlaut over the A. I don't use it much, but since I copied that directly, I forget where I copied that directly from. Anyway, that's why it's there. But I thought I'd kind of go through it briefly. Sancta Michael Arcangele. Okay, Saint Michael the Archangel. And I like to switch the E and the L's, making them archangels every now and then. So I got to make sure I get it right. Vocative, no surprise there. Defende nos in prelio. Defend us in battle. Prelio, prelium is battle, conflict, whatever. Contra nequitiam et insidias diaboli esto praesidium. Against wickedness, nequitiam, iniquity, et insidias, snares, diaboli, of the devil, be a protection or defense or bulwark. So you can see they kind of reordered the words to make it flow better in English. Imperit illi Deus, may God rebuke him. That works. Supplices de precamur, we humbly pray, or we, deprecate, supplicate is where we get those two words.
Can you say the second word there again?
De precamur.
Whereas, okay, because when I read it, I put the accent on a different syllable.
Well, it should go there because that's a long A.
De precamur. Okay, got it.
And yes, it is a passive voice verb. Yes, yes. Now this is the we. Okay. So far in the Familia Romana, we had the tour or the intour for third person singular and plural. We'll find that the first person plural is a UR ending, de precamur. Tuque, and thou, Princeps militiae celestis, Prince of the heavenly host, Prince, host. Does it, well, okay, the difficulty is the word pray. Pray can mean, I'm at mass praying, but it can also be begging. If you've read any Shakespeare, pray, sir, what time is it? Or please, the person there is asking a question and is begging his
some small favor or something.
Yeah, for small favor. So supplices de précamour is not literal, but it's not a bad English translation at the same time. You could perhaps use beg or plead would work, but pray in the sense of asking for a favor, which is, I said, the older. In fact, we can let me just for the heck of it, let me bring up my dictionary. Let's see if we can see what it says. Let's do dictionary. Whoops. Why did it come up with a praying mantis? There we go. Yeah, if you bring up a dictionary, I don't think I'm going to bother to put it on the screen. It's formal and archaic to use as a preface to polite requests or instructions. In fact, we still use it, like pray, continue. Okay, so you see echoes of it. You don't see it very much in English these days, and it actually comes from the Latin precare, which means to entreat, to beg. So that's where we get the word. So I'd say it may not be literal, but I think that's actually a very good would something like no, because the okay, deprecor is a deponent verb. Okay, now we haven't gotten to this yet. Okay, we let's see, we had like ponit, to place, ponitur, to be placed, but there are some words that only exist in the passive voice form, and they are called deponent verbs. Okay, they have no active voice form. So what's a really big one? Confiteor. The confiteor. I confess to thee, all my, there is no active voice form of confiteor. So deprecor is similar to that. In fact, if we haul up, let's see here, depre, PR, whoop, precare, whoop, DEPRECA. R-E. Oh, no, they want deprecor. Sorry, they do there we go. Sorry, I'm getting my, so you see here, to avert, to ward off, okay? And even though it's passive voice, it's actually a transitive verb. So anyway, yeah, so anyway, so supplications are humbly made by us. No, I would say we humbly supplicate would be the best way of phrasing that, because it has an active sense, even though it's a passive voice verb. Just like the confiteor. Make sense? Yes, it just looks like a passive voice verb, even though it functions more as a active voice verb. Again, like the confiteor. So let's see. Tuque principes militile celestis, and thou, O Prince of the heavenly host. Well, that's good. By the power of God. Now, this is where it's kind of interesting. By the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world for the ruin of souls. That's kind of a mouthful. All right. Satanam. Okay. Aliosque spiritus malignos. Notice that's all accusative. qui ad petitionem animatum pervagantur in mundo. Oh, guess what? There's another deponent verb. Pervagantur in mundo. So divina virtute in infernum detrude. All right. This is kind of this is very typical of Latin. So detrude really does mean to cast down, okay, to throw down, to lead down, force down. The de is the down. But what is the direct direct object? Well, it's back here, satanum aliosque spiritus malignos. So cast into hell Satan and all the other malign evil spirits who ad perditionem animarum, to the perdition of souls, wander in the world. How is he going to cast it down? Then by the ablative divina virtute. So you can see they really had to kind of fudge with the English there. Again, I think they captured the spirit if they didn't necessarily do the it is literally. So I just thought I'd mention it.
I had a question.
Sure.
So that translation on the right, would you say it's the best possible translation? And the reason I ask is because I've seen so many slightly different versions of the Saint Medical Prayer out there. Like I've seen ones where it says, "Be our safeguard and against the wickedness and snares of the devil." I've seen "Rebuke him, O God, we humbly pray." I've seen "Cast into hell" instead of "Thrust into hell." And then "People who wander the earth." I've seen that, or "Wander about the world," or "Seeking the ruin of souls," or so many different versions of it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of possibilities here. Okay, so mundo is the world. Well, the world we lived on is the earth.
That would be terra.
So, you know, you've got a lot, you know, you get out your Roget's thesaurus. You got a lot of possibilities there. So, yeah, may God rebuke him. What was the other one you had?
Rebuke him, O God.
Okay. Well, all right. Now, rebuke him, oh. That's a bit looser. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Deus is one of those few words. There were two words. Okay, here's a quiz, class quiz. There were two words that have no change in ending in the vocative, even though they're US ending words. What were the two?
Wait, sorry, so say the question again.
There are two words. Well, okay. Sancta Archangele is in the vocative, right? We've gone from Sanctus Archangelus, and we've converted that to the vocative by putting an E ending, right?
Yes.
Okay. There are two US ending masculine nouns which would otherwise have an E, like those, ending in the vocative, but Latin did not put that E there. Instead, they left it as a US ending word. There's two words. No, actually, Jesus is not it. Jesu is the vocative form.
You told me, but I'm blanking.
I'll give you a hint. One of them is Deus. The other is Agnus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Agnus Dei qui tollis. You are addressing the Lamb of God. So it ought to be like Anya Dei, for example. But no, there's no references ever to Deus or Agnus ever actually using that form. So anyway, they could squeeze in that as an O God, meaning that's vocative, and we're going to make that an O. But That's not a second person noun. That's a third person noun, and it's in something called the subjunctive, which we don't know yet. So it literally does mean, may God rebuke him. So that's pretty literal right there. But anyway, as to other translations, this is why I generally memorize the Latin and forget about the English. Because yeah, there's lots of, even the Salve Regina has a couple of different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So so it's I without really sitting and looking at each one specifically, I couldn't say, oh yeah, this one's a little better than that. And quite frankly, this is where the art comes through. Okay. Translation is part science, but it's also part art. So if you translate something too literally and too stiffly, it comes out very stilted English, then that is, you're not really, I mean, there may be a reason to do that, but you're neglecting the artistic side of language. So translations are very subjective to a point. I mean, there's like the old ISIL translations from the 70s. Those were just horrible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you translate Deus omnipotens as Father, you just kind of go, what? So I won't say it's everything's up for grabs, but
Yeah.
but there is a fair amount of freedom in there. And by the way, the Angel of God prayer, Angele Dei qui custos es mei, Angel of God, my guardian dear, that one is not at all literal. It's not even close to literal. Maybe I'll bring that one up.
I didn't even know that one had a Latin. I just thought it was an English prayer.
What do they teach in school these days? I don't know. No,
I don't know.
that okay. Now, all right. Now I really have to do this. Let's see, where's I think I can still do, yeah, all right. You're gonna really, I really have to do this. I have to go to my website, index by title.
I actually did the Latin one in my little prayer book.
There we go. Okay. It's been attributed to Saint Anselm because it is in a medieval collection of his works. However, it's really an interpolation of Reginald of Canterbury, who died in about 1109's life of Saint Malchus. Okay, Saint Malchus was a hermit in the 4th century. So you can go to my website and you can read about it. Okay. And let's see, I think here it is. Here's a copy of Saint Malchus's life. And you can say, Angele qui meus est custos pietate superna, me tibi commissumum serva tuare guberna, and etc. So this is pretty close to the Latin. So that's really where it came from. And if we had the English from 1109, I'm pretty sure nobody here would, including myself, would ever understand it. So no, it is actually a fairly old prayer from the 12th century. So now you know, in case they ever ask you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so let's get back to what we were trying to do and get through chapter 8. Oh, no, go away, Google. I wish I could get rid of Google. But this is, after all, hosted on a Google server, so not likely. All right. We got through most of the way of section 2 here. I believe we were on line 45 last time. Yeah, here we go. So to summarize, Lydia et Medus are in a shop.
She's using her feminine wiles to suck
well,
all of his money.
She hasn't quite yet. She started on him. Actually, Albinus, the shopkeeper, did it. because Albinus Lydiae Margaritas ostendit. So Albinus, the shopkeeper, is showing Lydia the string of pearls. So let's press on from here. Anybody want to take the next, I don't know, let's say to there.
I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
Okay. Albinus. In hoc ornament. I can't read this very well. Hang on.
Hold on. Let me zoom it up.
Okay.
I may have to yep. Oops. Where were we here? Let me re-highlight it there. Is that better?
That's better. Thank you. Get the computer a little bit closer to Albinus. In hoc ornamento viginti Margaritae magni sunt. Noni pulchre sunt he Margaritae. So he's holding up the string of pearls. This is
there. I made it bigger.
Thank you. Man, getting old sucks. Everything on me is falling apart, including my eyes. Okay. So he's extended the string of pearls, and he's saying, in this adornment or ornament, there are 20 large pearls.
Yep.
And he's using the none, so he's expecting a yes. He says, none pulchre sunt he Margarita. Aren't these pretty?
Yeah, these are pretty, aren't they?
Yeah, look at them, girl. So Medus, amica mea multas margaritas habet. So he's trying to throw cold water on it. He says, my girl's already got a lot of pearls. We're not impressed. And Lydia, in hac taberna multa alia ornamenta sunt. So she's like, okay, so if we're not going to look at the pearls, let's look at all the other stuff the guy's got. He's got some good stuff here. Yep. And Albinos is tres annulos sine gemmi sostendit. Aspicite hos annulos nona he annuli pulchri sunt. So he's holding out rings to them, the annulis, and he's saying, look at these rings, aren't they pretty?
How many rings?
3.
3, yes.
And these do not have gems in them.
Yes, that's right. 3 plain rings, presumably gold. We don't really know, but likely gold. All right, let's see here. How far do we want to go here? Let's say, whoops, I don't want these guys included. Oh, well, I guess as I highlight, it's just going to do that. All right. Who wants to go next? Don't all volunteer at once. No takers? If somebody's talking, your microphone is muted.
Nobody wants to hear my pronunciation.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
And to tell you the truth, making all the vowels long, if you read, well, actually, you don't necessarily make all the vowels long, believe it or not. How do you pronounce that?
Sunt.
Oh, okay. You actually do make it long. I'm surprised at that. Usually, even I tell you, even those that make the vowels long, usually like in, they won't make it in. They'll say in, and sunt is usually a short u. But you're going to ruin my claim, so I'm going to make you read.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay. Medus et Lydia annulos aspiciunt. Lydia, in is annulis gemme nulle sunt. Medus albinum interrogat. Quod numis constat annulus, in quo gemma est? Albinus medo annulum gemmatum ostendit. Albinus, hic annulus centum numis constat.
Well, see, that was perfectly understandable. The difference between the longs and the shorts, in the 2 flavors of ecclesiastical is not that bad, seriously. So, all right. Any takers for that?
Are we going to explain what she just said?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Let's see. I think Oh yeah, here we go. Now you got to explain it. You don't have to. You don't have to translate it. Just explain it.
Okay, let me see. They look at the rings, and Lydia says there aren't any gems in the rings.
Mhm.
Then Medus asks Albinus, how much does this ring with the gem cost? And then Albinus shows it to him, and he says it costs 100 coins.
Yep. And Matus, of course, says, "Quid? What?" All right. Okay. How about we try through there? Maria, how about you?
Did you hear? I was practicing actually.
Pardon?
I was practicing. Albinus pretium huius annuli est centum sestertii. Medus centum sestertii id manium pretium est. Albinus imo parvum pretium est. Aspice hoc
Punk.
annulum. In hoc annulum mania gemma est. Tanta gemma sola octogentis sestertis constat.
And meaning?
Oh, he's Matus is startled that the value is so high for 100 coins.
Yeah, well, he's basically saying 100 sestertians.
Yeah,
That is a very
high
big
price.
price or great price, or that's very expensive might be the nice way of phrasing it. Now,
But
go ahead.
Emo is on the contrary.
Well, imo is best translated as by no means or not at all.
To the contrary.
Yeah, to the
To the
contrary. No way, Jose. You know, it is basically a negation, and a strong one at that, of whatever came in front of it. So Albinus is saying, nope, oh no, not at all. It's a small price, parvum pretium est.
And they said, look at this ring.
Mhm.
There is a big gem in it,
Yep,
and that gem alone costs 80
right.
sestertii.
Sestertians, yeah.
There's
And the tanta there would imply such a great sized gem. Okay. You know, we have tantum ergo sacramentum, which is usually translated as something like so great a sacrament or something like that. But the tantum there is it's a, what do you want to call it? A magnifier. So tantum gemma, and constat, I mentioned this last time. Constat literally means to stand. So you might, if we wanted to work it into English, tanta gemma sola octogentia sestertiis constat means such a gem stands alone at 80 sestertians. And that is oh dear, that is that's the ablative. So constat, when it says a price, takes the ablative. And I think there was a margin note, wasn't there? No, it might be in the summary, the what do you want to call it? I can't remember the name.
Latine Disco.
There we go. Yeah. Forgetting things like that has a name, but I can't remember what it was. So yeah. And this is where, as I said, constat, stat, sto, state, stat means to stand. Okay. constat is a intensifier. So we would say the such a great gem costs, or such a great gem alone costs 80 sestertians. So one way of thinking that is to say the price stands at 80 or at 80 sestertians, and we even use that in our own English. Is the price stands at X or whatever, and a sestertian was about the wage of a day laborer, roughly. Now, again, it depends on what time of the empire you're talking about. But around when this is occurring, we don't necessarily know. It's like 1st century BC, 1st century AD. A sestertian was about the price of a day laborer's wage. And that would buy him some food for himself and his family. A denarius, oh boy. I'll have you look that one up. And the reason is, let's see. Okay, all right. Let's pop up here another tab here. All right, new private tab. Okay. Sestertian, Sestertian versus denarius. Okay, well, I can't spell sestertian. Let's see here. Denarius, there we go. It was the standard silver coin, okay, meaning 10, and its value was 10. Unfortunately, the word is asses, which means copper coin. So the denarius was a 10 copper coin. So the denarius was actually less, if I recall correctly, than the sestertian. No, they were around at the same time. Oh, I'm sorry. The sestertian. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. The sestertian was smaller. Excuse me. I got it backwards. The sestertian was 2.5 asses, which is a bronze coin. So a sestertian would have been a quarter of a denarius. So I take that back. So it was smaller. I'd forgotten that. Now, the thing is, though, if you read on, as time went on, the money became a little more complicated because of they were running out of precious metals, and so they devalued it with base metals, and which caused inflation, interestingly enough. You'd think we would have learned from the Romans, but oh well. So, but anyway, that's a fairly good price. All right, where were we? Okay, I'll take the next section just because. Merus, num annulus sine gemma viginti tantum sestertius constat? Albinus non respondit. Merus, qui aliam annulum gemmatum post albinum videt. Hic annulus pulcher non est, quod sestertius constat ille annulus. So, so really, Matus here is asking rather incredulously, the ring alone costs 20 sestertians because he takes 100, he subtracts 80, he gets 20. And he uses num here, so he's kind of expecting that to be a negative response. And Albinus doesn't say anything. So now he then sees another ring with a gem behind albinum, because obviously if this is a shop of ornamenta, it's not going to be the only one. And he says, this ring is not very pretty, but how many sestertians does it cost? Whoops. And so
when you say how much does this cost, you're talking about the ring behind him, not
Ring
the,
behind
he
him.
just, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Just want to clarify that.
Yeah, okay. How?
If this ring's not pretty, what about the one behind you?
Yeah, what about the one behind it? Yeah, this ring here. Now, yeah, thank you, Teresa. I need to separate those. Heek is here. This here ring, okay, is not very beautiful or is not pretty. How many sestertians does that ring cost? And that is over there. And if you look in the notes, which I did, okay, where did I put them? Let's see here. Okay, where'd they go? Yeah, here we go. The pronomina demonstrativa, demonstrative pronouns, refer to something specific and not generic. So a generic in English would be a book, an apple, a villa, a man, a woman, just, kind of like algebra X, put anything in there you want. Whereas if we're going to be specific, we say this book, which is nearby, that book, which is over there, this man, which is here, that man that is over there. So Latin actually has 3 sets of demonstrative pronouns in this chapter. Now, we've already seen is, ea, id, which we've generally said is he, she, or it. And that is a valid use for them, okay? Don't think that is a mistake. But it really means, it's really referring to something already mentioned and in the third person. It really means this man here or that man here, there that we're talking about, or this woman we're talking about, or that woman we're talking about. And so instead of saying that all over and over again, we would use is, ea, id. And in English, we would simply say he, she, and it. The hic, hac, hoc is here. This here person or thing, this thing right in front of us. Hic, hac, hoc. Ile, illa, illud is that their person or thing. It's somewhere farther away. It's over there. And if you go through the conjugations, the declensions, and I've brought them up here. So, as I said, hic, hac, hoc refers to something nearby the subject, as in yeah. So, hic vir, this man, hic rosa, this rose, hoc malum, this apple, he viri, these men, okay? So, means that there, that here. Illa, illud, on the other hand, is something far from the subject or more distant. So ille vir, that man, illa rosa, that rose, illud malum, that apple, and ille vir, those men. So, and then lastly, is, ia, and id. Okay, as I said, they are he, she, it, but you can even say is servus, that servant, ea ancilla, that handmaid. And here you're not saying that over there, okay, with the illa, illud, but rather you're pointing out. The literal sense is that one, okay? You're pointing it out. You're making it specific. For example, if you're talking about a book, you're talking about that book, that one book, and it could be in front of you. It could be anywhere. Space is not so much important with the is, ea, id, but rather it indicates that you are referring back to a previously mentioned noun. And in English, we sort of do the same thing. We use he, she, it, that was a good book, or it was a good book, okay? But the difference is that Latin Actually, the is-ia, the is-ea-id has more flexibility than the he, she, it in English. So that's why I wanted to mention that. Any questions? Probably lots, but let's press on. Let's press on. Whoops, where is it? Oh, nope, gotta go back here. So this ring is not pretty. How many sestertians, or what does the price stand, if you wish, for that ring? Albinos. All right, let's do it. There we go. Who wants to take that section?
I guess I can go again.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're down Alex and Allison. For those who haven't been the last couple of classes, they're off taking a certification class for, I believe has something to do with teaching. They'll be back in November. So study hard and you can impress them, you know.
It's hard to impress Alex. He's so
well,
darn
while
good.
they were slacking off.
I need
ahead.
to practice anyway, so. Albinus, qui annulus medus, ide poste. So Albinus is saying, which ring are you talking about?
Yeah.
Medus
Now,
says, the one behind you.
yeah, go ahead.
Quantum est pretium ilius annuli, medus annulum post albinum digito monstrat. So Medus is saying the one behind you, how much is the price on that ring? And he uses his finger to demonstrate where the ring is.
Yeah.
Albinus, ille quoque annulus centum sestertiis constat, pretium ilius annuli tantum est quantum huius, sed amica tua hunc annulum amat non illum. So let me see if I can figure this out. So Albinus is saying that ring also is 100 sesterces. The price of, okay, I'm getting a little confused on the sentence here. The price ilius annuli, so annuli is plural. The price of those rings alone, is that right?
No.
No.
Tantum est quantum.
Tantum is quantum. Oh, and I have not nailed that one down in my head yet.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Tantus est quantus is the same as manus quam.
Tom Quam. Yeah. Okay.
So it literally means is as great as that one, or a better way of saying, basically it says the price of that one is the same as this one.
Okay, I think the huyus was throwing me off too.
Sorry, plural. The price of these rings is the same as
those rings.
Those rings, or this other ring. Sorry.
Okay. So said amica, so said is but, so your girlfriend, tua hunc annulum amat, she likes this ring, not those rings.
Yeah, not that one.
Not that one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's already got her eye on one, dude. Don't go sidetracking me.
Right.
I smell a sale here. I'm not letting it go.
Yes. And I think we have this one. One last one.
Sorry, muted myself. Lydia annulum gemmatum ante oculus tenet. So Lydia has the ring with the gem in it, and she's holding it up before her eyes.
Right. Yep. Okay.
I'm sure with great longing in her.
Oh, I'm about to. All right. Who wants to take the next section? Actually, let me check.
I had a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So with tantus and quantus, there's always going to be something in between the two of them, right?
Right.
Yes. Okay. And then how do you know what the ending is supposed to change to match to? Because it has to match, I'm guessing, a noun.
Yeah. Pretium. The price. Okay. Tantum est quantum. The price is, boy, how do I want to translate that? The price is as great as this one. But see, price, these are referring back to price. Tantum est quantum. So we're talking about the price being as large as the various rings. So tantum and quantum modify price.
Okay. Okay.
We're not
So
talking about the size of the ring. That would have a different, I mean, you could, yeah, we're not talking about the size, we're talking about the price. So that's why those are masculine and nominative.
okay. Okay, so they both have to always modify the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, that explains it. Got it. Thank you.
Well, okay. Yeah. Okay. So where were we? Oh, here.
This is a safe space, guys. Go for it.
uh, well, Laura and Lydia begin with L. So how about Laura take the next one?
Oh, okay. Lydia. Oh, quam pulchrum hoc ornamentum est. Illud ornamentum non tam pulchrum est quam hoc. Neque illa gemma tanta est quanta ec.
Yeah.
Medus. Tanta gemma ad tam parvum annulum non convenit.
Okay.
Yeah.
This will be a little tricky.
I'm thinking.
I know. Now you shouldn't have to, though. You should be able to absorb it directly. But I understand.
No,
Sometimes.
I have like a vague sense of it, but I'm trying to phrase it.
Well,
She says that it's very pretty, and it's not as, and the other one isn't as pretty as this one.
yep.
Neque, I forget what neque is.
It's que is and.
But it's
right.
not as expensive.
No, it's not as illa gemma tanta est quanta haec.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm blanking on neque again.
Gemma. What is a gemma?
Oh, it's the gem.
Gem.
Yeah.
Illa gemma. That gem.
Yes.
Tanta est quanta haec.
As much as this.
No.
That yeah.
Gem is not as big as this one.
Oh, as big. That's what I was forgetting. Oh,
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Big here, yeah, and keep in mind, big means size, meaning the gem is not as big as that one.
Oh, so tantus and quantus
right.
are only about size.
Yeah, well, but also, but cost. So it can be physical size or abstract size, meaning cost.
Oh, no, that makes so much sense. You know what? What was confusing me was I was thinking about Spanish because you have tan and como, and then you can stick literally any adjective in between them. And I was thinking as much what as what, but no, it's size. That makes sense now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like our manius quam that we had earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, tantum, tanta is tantus, tanta, tantum is of so great a size, or such a size, or
Oh, that makes so much sense. That explains everything. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, that helps.
okay.
Okay. And then he says that such a big gem doesn't fit in such a small ring.
Um,
Or it doesn't look good in such a small ring.
yeah. Yeah. Convenient here would be suitable.
Okay.
So such a gem in such a small ring is bad taste.
Yeah.
It's not such a large gem is not suitable for such a small ring, might be a good way of saying it. So yeah, now again, convenient, like, okay, constat, which we saw was price, which literally means to stand. Convenient is another use of a Latin word that okay, we all seen Veni, Emmanuel. Venit, he comes. We saw that in the in past lessons or in past chapters. Convenit literally means to come together. We have the word convene, okay, but we have another word that split off from the same root, convenient. Okay. So our convenient is the sense of convenient here, meaning suitable, appropriate, convenient. Okay. So convenient here doesn't mean, the ring is going somewhere. It means convenient or suitable. So keep that in mind. Convenient and convention. And convenio can mean either one in Latin. So
That was good.
yeah. Well, in this chapter, suitable. And I think I had one more highlighted.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So Lydia didn't hear this stuff. She didn't hear what Medus just said. And then she shows him her fingers and that there aren't any rings on
There
them.
are no rings on it. Yep. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Maria, how about you?
Lydia, astice mede in digitis meis nuisant annuli. Aliae feminae digitis annulorum plenus habent, me digiti vacui sunt. Medus, saculus quoque meus vacuus est.
Good. And to paraphrase?
Look medus. There are no rings in my finger.
Yep.
Other women have fingers full of rings.
Yep. Plenos, you can translate it as plenty here.
Other women have plenty
Yeah.
of rings.
Yeah.
My fingers are vacant.
Yeah, empty, vacant,
Bare.
bare might be a good, yeah, bare might be a good English choice, even though it's not quite a one-to-one. Yeah, vacuum, like for which we get the English word vacuum, which means empty, or or in a scientific sense, there's zero matter or very little air in the confines of a space. But yeah.
And then Medus replies, the first My purse is also empty.
No, no. Vacuous.
The purse.
My purse is also empty.
Oh, my purse is also empty.
Yes. Okay.
I kind of like it when you translate the front part, not the front part, but the part where Lydia is talking about her fingers. If she says my fingers are empty, it's funnier because then he goes, "Well, my money bag is empty."
Yes.
Haha.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's saying, not only are your fingers empty, so is my wallet. So
Hey, Michael, the alie femine digitos annulorum plenos habent. I had to read that a couple of times. She's saying other women's fingers of rings have plenty, right? I mean, that's basically a more literal translation of it. Annulorum is of rings. That was throwing me off.
other women have
Rings full of fingers.
fingers,
No, fingers full of rings. Oh my gosh.
full
Sorry, I'm tired.
of rings.
So say I had to jump back and forth in the sentence to translate
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yes.
The annulorum, I was thinking genitive, like a
It is.
possessive genitive.
Yes.
Yeah, of
Annulorum.
rings. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's plenos annulorum. Okay.
Okay.
Just think grazia plena in the Ave Maria.
Yeah, that's where I recognize it from.
So
I could just
full
see
of
this
grace.
image, and Albinus is watching, and she's waving her fingers in front of her boyfriend's face. Look, I got no rings.
Yep, pretty much. And it was also quite common, actually probably throughout Roman history, pretty much, for women, certainly wealthy women, to wear multiple rings, and for that matter, wealthy men did as well. It was a show of wealth and power and prestige. So yeah, she's basically saying, but other women have them. So, all right, I'll take the next section. I think I'm up next. What time? 8:30. Good. Lydia annulum immensa ponit. In oculus eus lacrimae sunt. Medus, qui lacrimas videt, saculum suum immensa ponit. Neque vacus est saculus, sed plenus numorum. Quanta pecunia est in saculo mede? In eo nonaginta sestertii insunt. So, Lydia puts the ring on the table. She begins to cry. Medus, Medus sees her crying, and he puts his wallet on the table, and it's not empty, but full of coins. And how many coins? 90 sestertians are in it. So
he hasn't spent any of the coins yet that he stole from
well,
his
no,
boss.
he stole 100, so 10 have been spent.
No, because I think there's supposed to be 100 in.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
And he counted to 10, so he stole 90.
Right. There were 100 originally. He left 10 behind. I sit corrected. You're right. So he hasn't spent any, which is rather remarkable. I don't know how.
Yeah, given that his girlfriend doesn't mind him spending his money on her.
Well, he's about to spend it all in one shot here. So,
yeah.
So who wants to take the next? Let's see what's. Oh, we're in the section 3. Excellent. Good. We at least got into 3. So who wants to take the next couple of lines?
I offer myself up again.
I think we're back to you, Teresa.
Okay. Medus. Ecce sestertiae non aginta. Albinus. Sed non aginta non satis est. Pretium annuli est sestertii centum. Lydia. Da huic tabernarios centum sestertios. So Medus says, here's 90 sestertii, and Albinus is, nope, no going. The price is 100. And Lydia is like, give him your money. Give him 100.
Give him 100. Yeah.
Give him 100. So she's not paying any attention to the counting values here.
Well, I don't know, or maybe she's hoping Medus will Yeah, well, he came up with a bag of 90, you know, maybe you can pull a few more out of his ear or something.
Yeah, exactly.
He's holding out on that. All right, let's go to the next section, which is actually, it's actually chapter 3, or sorry, section 3, Lexio Prima, Lexio Secunda, Lexio Tertia. There we go. Whoops. No, let's not do that. Let's do, oh, good grief, I missed. There we go. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I missed again. There we go. Third time's a charm. And let's see, where is it?
Okay, yes, yeah, right there.
Oh, there it is. No, 3. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. No, we went past that. Okay.
We're down at the bottom of the page.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's right. We finished the page. Okay. All right. And I'll zoom that up a little. There. Would like to try next. Maria, I'll have you go next since Maria and Medus both begin with M.
Okay.
Well, that's how I got Laura last time, so I figured, okay, I'll be an equal opportunity assigner.
Medus idnenis manium pretium est. Ali tabernarii annulum gematum octogenite, sestertis vendunt,
Vendunt.
Vendunt.
Short U, vendunt.
vendunt here. Albinus, qui sunt illi tabernarii? Medus, qui in aliis viis tabernas habet.
Okay.
Saying that's too much, right?
Yep, that's too great a price.
Great price. Other shops are selling the ring with gems for 80 to 30.
Yep.
80 coins. And then Albinus asked, who are those shopkeepers?
Yeah.
And because they're undercutting him, yeah. Medus. Oh, those who have shops in other streets.
Yes, shops on other streets. Yeah, and I wanted to mention something. Oh, did we see? Did I? Okay. Oh, okay. Notice they're not saying quis sunt illi tabernari, which would be who are those shopkeepers, but he's really saying which other shopkeepers. And I wanted to mention this, briefly. We have, let's see, where did we put it? No, that's third conjugation. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here we go. We have pronomina interrogativa, interrogative pronouns. Quisque quid asks a question. Quis es, who art thou? Qui viri sunt, who are the men? Que mater Jesu est, who is the mother of Jesus? So these are asking who, okay. And here is quisque quid, and singular and plural. But there's something called a relative pronoun, which is qui, que, quod. Now, we see it usually when it introduces a clause modifying a previous noun. So, for example, the Lord, who is just and merciful, will judge us in the end. So we wouldn't use a quis there, even though quis and qui both mean who. But since we're referring back to a specific noun, we use the relative pronoun. And so what's happening here, whoops, let me go back to, there we go. So what's happening here is he's not saying who, but he's asking which are these shopkeepers that are doing this. So that qui is referring back to the fact that Medus is talking about the other shopkeepers. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if he just wanted to say who
might be other shopkeepers?
Who are the other shopkeepers, or who? Well, let's see. Well, since you're already referring to shopkeepers, yeah, the quis que quod is more, fill in the blank, whereas the quique quod is you're referring back to a specific thing. So anyway, hopefully, let's see, where did we end up? Oh, we ended up here, didn't we? So the next one, I'll do the next one. Quae sunt ille viae in quibus ille tabernae sunt? Et quae sunt illa ornamenta quae in illis tabernes parvo pretio e montur? Non sunt ornamenta, sed aspicite haec ornamenta, hos anulos, has gemmas, has margaritas. Haec ornamenta proba sunt, neque pretium horum ornamentorum nimus magnum est. So, basically, quae sunt ille viae, where are these roads on which there are, those shopkeepers? Where are these guys, basically? So he say, quae sunt ille viae, which are the roads in which those shops are? And taberna, so it'd be the shop, not the tabernaria, sunt. And which are those ornaments which in those shops are sold for a small price, a montur? So here we have a passive voice verb, and it really is passive voice verb. He's talking about the ornaments that are being sold at a small price. Essentially saying, I'm not sure why Siri is triggering suddenly. I'll have to, anyway. Non sunt ornamenta. He's basically saying there are no ornaments.
There are no such things being sold
we
in
would
that.
say no such things in English.
And I'm sure he's saying it with a sense of righteous indignation.
Definitely. Non sunt ornamenta. Sed aspicite, but look at these ornaments. These rings, these gems, these pearls, these ornaments proba sunt. Now, we had improbus, right? So what is proba?
Right, appropriate, the right things. They're
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, improbus means unsuitable, unappropriate, defective in some way. Proba, on the other hand, means they're suitable, they're well done, well made, etc. Just like improbus for Marcus was naughty boy, improbus puer. Proba ornamenta would be very suitable ornaments fashionable. Neque pretium horarum ornamentorum nimis magnum est. And neither is the price of these ornaments too great. So, medus.
So he ripped him a new one in front of his girlfriend.
Yeah, they're haggling at this point. And yes, Albinus is using his girlfriend maybe a little bit against him. Who wants to go next? I think you're up next, Laura.
I have a feeling. Okay. Medus. Accipe numos non aginta aut nullos. Albinus. Num hic non aginta sestertii sunt. Medus. Numera eos. Albinus numerat sestertios. Quorum numerus est non aginta. Albinus. Sunt non aginta. Medus. Satisne est. Okay. Medus says accept 90 coins or nothing. And Albinus says, there are only 90 coins, and then Medus tells count them. Albinus counts them, there's 90. Albinus goes, there's 90, and then Medus says, is that enough?
Yep, satisne est. Satis is enough. Satisne est. Are you satisfied? Yeah, and I would slightly correct that. He's really saying there aren't 90 sestertians in there, are there? Meaning he's questioning whether there really are 90 there.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That's why Mato says count them. Yeah. So he, the num generally says no, meaning no, there's not 90 sestertians in there.
That's right.
None is aren't there? Really? This is right, isn't it? Type thing.
Yeah.
So, and in English, it's sometimes a little difficult to express it exactly because anybody seen the movie Clue?
Yes.
At the end, now was that yes meaning no or no meaning yes? Don't remember it, go watch it.
Yeah, I watched it, but I forgot.
Well, essentially, they get into the same thing. I've forgotten what the question was, but something like, aren't we the only one, or let's see, are we not the only ones in here? And he says, no. And he says, aha, there are others. And he says, no, I meant no, there aren't any. And said, oh, no. So was that no meaning yes, or was it a yes meaning no? Anyway, something like that. It was pretty.
Yeah, I see.
Kind of like the guy saying your lips say no, but your eyes say yes, or something like that.
No, it was more like English is a strange language at times.
Oh, okay.
Really wrap people around the axle without too much trying. Okay. All right. What do we got? Oh, we got 5 minutes. Good. Are we gonna make it all the way?
I'll do this one.
Oh, yeah, Adam, you were all very quiet there. Go ahead.
Okay. Albinus non respondet, sed numos sumit medioque annulum dat. Albinus pecuniam accipit, et medo annulum vendit sestercis nonaginta. Medus se ad Lydiam vertit, accipe hunc annulum ab amico tuo. Medus annulum in digito Lydiae ponet, in quo digito, in digito medio.
Good. And to summarize?
So basically, the shopkeeper Albinus does not respond and but takes the money and gives him the ring. He accepts the money and he accepts the 90 sesterces. And Medus picks up the ring. he asks Lydia to accept the ring from him to her, and then puts the ring on Lydia's finger, on her middle finger.
Right. Or tries to, as we'll shortly see. Right.
And what's important is to accept this from your friend,
Yeah.
not your boyfriend.
Or
is that a difference that I'm reading into it?
Well, okay.
Because he's putting out her middle finger, not her ring finger.
Yeah, well, we'll find, we'll get to something in a minute here. Amicus is a male friend and amica is a female friend. Does not necessarily mean boyfriend or girlfriend, but at the same time, it could mean boyfriend or girlfriend. The Latin can go either way.
Okay.
So let's see here. Here we go. So who'll take the next section?
I can go again.
Okay.
Medus. Hic annulus ad digitum tuum non convenet. Annulus nimis parvus et aut digitus nimis manus. Okay, help me with this. Medus, this ring to your finger is not appropriate.
Yeah.
The ring nimis parvus. Okay, I'm not figuring this out. My brain's freezing up on me.
Okay. Yeah, really, this ring is not suited to your finger, meaning the middle finger there.
What does nimis mean again?
The ring is too small. It's
too okay, it's too much or something. Nimis,
or
okay.
Your finger is too big.
Okay. Lydia. Oh, Mede. Digitus medius nimis manus est. Pone annulum in digito quarto. So she's saying, Medus, my middle finger is too big. Put it on my ring finger, on the fourth finger.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Right. And by the way, the fourth finger, I mentioned this before, but for those that weren't there, we got the custom of wedding rings from the Romans, actually. It was quite common for a married woman or even a married man to have a ring on his, what is known as the ring finger. And that the reason for that ring finger is because it was held that was the one that had a vein running through it that went all the way back up to the heart. So the ring finger was associated with the heart. So I don't know if Oberg, when he first did this, really was intentionally said the fourth finger because of that. But anyway, there is a symbolism there that would otherwise be lost. All right, I think I'm going to zip through these because I want to get done here slightly in overtime. Medus annulum in digito Lydiae quarto ponit. Annulus satus manius est, et ad digitum convenit. Nam digitus quartus non tantus est quantus digitus medius. Lydia laeta digitum sum aspicit, et amico suo osculum dat. Okay, so Medus puts it on the fourth finger of Lydia, and the ring is big enough and it is suitable for the finger. It fits. For the fourth finger, digitus quartus, is not as big as the mid finger. And yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, mine's a little bigger. Anyway, Lydia, the happy Lydia, looks at her ring and gives her friend a kiss. Media et Lydia a taberna abiunt, Lydia quae Rome habitat, medo viam monstrat. Albinus rursus clamat, ornamenta, ornamenta, et alius viros pecuniosus quorum amicae nulla, aut pauca ornamenta habent, expectat. Actually, that should be amice. I made it classical, sorry. So Medus and Lydia leave the shop, and Lydia, who lives in Rome, is showing Medus the way. And Albinus, now, rorsus means to turn to turn back to, and it can either mean physically or temporally. So this literally means Medus returns to crying out, or resumes crying out, or the idea being is he's done with that and he's going back to what he was doing before, and that's selling his ornaments. And he is hoping or looking out for other rich men whose girlfriends have no rings or few rings, or jewelry, rings, ornaments. So, yay, we made it. Any questions? I think I've covered pretty much everything in the notes. So if you
Wait.
get a chance. What,
Remind me what the expectat is at the end again.
pardon?
Remind me what the expectat is at the end.
As the third person.
Why
he's
is it at the end?
Yeah, what are they doing? I'm sorry, I'm blinking, I'm tired, I forgot.
Oh, okay. Expectat. He is
expectantly waiting for new customers.
Oh, he's waiting for them. I thought it was like something
yeah.
the customers were doing. Okay,
yeah,
sorry, that
yeah.
makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, specto is to look. And expecto is to watch out for, look for. We have the word expect, so you're looking forward or looking out for something. And so yeah, he's looking out there for another buyer. So
Got it.
and in particular, other well-to-do men who have lady friends that have none or few ornaments. So, and let me do a quick look at the charts here. I think I've covered everything at one time or another. Oh, we are going to get into the third conjugation next chapter, chapter 9. And I just threw it in there just so you can kind of look at. I did describe tantus et quantus. And it's like the tam longus est quam poduus. If you remember, we had the tam and something quam construction before, and what it was we had a measure of size.
Oh, that's what I was getting confused with, the Tom and Quam, Tontus and Quantus. That's what was happening earlier.
They mean pretty much the same thing. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah, I was just looking for the adjective and then didn't find it.
Let's see, tantum. Oh yeah, we always use the ablative of price. Well, I already mentioned that. In fact, you asked that, Laura. Convenit, same thing. Okay, good. All right, so, I don't think I've updated this. Yeah, okay. Actually, what we want is the Grammatica Latina. There we go, real time. I think that's what they call that section, right? Yeah, okay, we're going to do that next time. This is kind of important because we're using, and this I touched on it briefly, quis sacum portat. Who carries the sack, the money bags? Servus sacum portat. The servant carries the money bag. Qui servus? Which servant? Which slave? So the quis is the generally who, demonstrative pronoun, or the interrogative pronoun, and then the qui is the relative pronoun, which is referring back to one of those nouns. So, and it's the same really as in English, pretty much. So anyway, there's a lot of this goes over pretty heavily the constructions that are in this chapter, and we'll go through it next time, kind of slog through it a bit. And so yeah, try and get caught up if you're behind. Some of you are actually pretty much caught up on the exercises. I'm mostly caught up. I need to finish up some. And so anyway, yeah, we'll hit that next time. And hopefully we'll get through it. And then we get to chapter 9. And I'm really looking forward to chapter 9 because where did I put it? Let's see, I put it in here. Oh, I put it in here. All right, I know it was in there just to, oh, third conjugation. Yeah. Oh, never mind. This is the third conjugation. Oh, I'm sorry. Why is this in here? You guys have had this. Oh, I think I just left that in there. Sorry. Next time is the third declension in chapter 9. And the reason that's important is because there's a whole slew of important words. If you go especially in the Pater Noster, this is third declension, let's see what else. Third declension, third declension. Yeah. So there's, third declension. So there's a whole bunch of third declension words out there. Good grief. Nomen, forgot that one. That's third declension. So pretty much any noun in here that's not ending in one of the regular endings that you've seen before is third declension. And so once we get that, it'll be easier to sneak in some more actual Latin liturgy and prayers, psalms, whatever. I've resisted up until now to a certain extent doing that. And in fact, let me see. Presidium. I don't think. Well, actually, princeps is third declension. That's third declension. But anyway, so it's an important declension. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, it's getting time, so I will mute everybody and we'll do the oratio finalis. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Pater noster, qui es in caelis, sanctificetur nomen tuum. Adveniat regnum tuum. Fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie. Et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris. Et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. And so with that, the official class is